Alright, hey guys, just want to make a quick video about tier 6. And for those who are watching this video on the day that it's uploaded, or tomorrow on the 25th, the 2014 F12 Berlentia is on sale. Sorry if I butchered the name. I'm not going to go into trying to pronounce it because it's just going to waste time. Because there's a lot of things that I want to talk about, but I want to try to do it in the shortest time possible because I don't want this video to just drag and be boring, because my videos are already boring, but you know, it is what it is. But what I want to talk about is tier 6 cars. One thing I want to talk about them is how you should buy these specials when they're out, because you're not going to see them go any cheaper. They might go cheaper, but it all depends on Rush Racing 2, you know, the developers, whether they want to, you know, cut down the prices a little bit more. It's their choice. But, you know, I bought one of these because the F12 is actually a good tier 6 car in the game right now. I believe at max they can hit 6.4. So, yeah. And it's in the showroom, so it's an easy grab. And right now it's on sale, so it's, you know, cheap. To me, it's cheap. To some people, it's still expensive, but that's their opinion. But and of course, I have the opinion saying that it's cheap. So, like, I support my opinion. So do you support your own? I don't want to even go into it. Let's move on. So tier 6 cars, very good. They're very beneficial in the game, especially if you're someone going through the campaign and you're struggling with cash. You can just buy one of these tier 6 cars. You can use them to get cash, and yeah, it's gonna help you out a lot. If not, you're farming or you're buying from other players and you have the risk of getting scammed and all that stuff, because scammers still exist in this game, you know. Not just because Racing Rivals is gone doesn't mean they all disappeared, you know. As long as a pink slip button and a money bet button exist, you know, people can choose what they want with it. So I just want to get that out there. But yeah, tier 6 cars, very beneficial. They're the highest tier, so you're going to see the highest speed ratings, and you're also going to see some fast times coming out of these cars. So the best thing is to use, well, in competition, you want to buy the best tier 6 cars. You want to get a hold of these tier 6 cars within your garage, so you can use them to get points in competitive events if you're chasing things like prize cars, or, you know, like cash or gems, for cash or gem claims. You know, it's all there. You know, tier 6 cars, you know, they hold their value, but it also shows when you're upgrading it and the time for those upgrades. They're really expensive, and that's the downfall with it. You know, you're gonna spend a lot to spend more and take a lot more time to build. But when that's all said and done, these cars are really fast, they're really fun to drive and all that stuff. And then it just comes down to, you know, where you want to tune it to, 981 or max. You know, thank goodness for this update. Now you have two options. Before, you were forced to max them out. But and that was really expensive depending on which tier 6 car you had. But yeah, as you can see, I got my GTR. This is my main car I use to collect my my consolidation prizes. Bought the F12 Berlinta. The S30 Viper is my campaign car. And before I got the GTR, I had the 999XX and the M3 GT2, and I switched between those two cars depending on how I felt, because their drop launches were different. If I didn't feel like dropping on the first light, I'll use the 599 XX. But yeah, I like the GTR because there are cars that I have tuned within my garage that has the same drop. So this is pretty much my warm-up car before I race. And while I'm warming up, I'm collecting my cash, so I'll be showing you that right now. I don't know how long this video is right now. I think I see 4 minutes or 5 minutes. But yeah, let me just race a NPC. And I recommend only racing NPCs and all that stuff, because if you go up against actual players, you're gonna get smoked. They don't care if you're like trying to get your consolidation prizes or not. They just pretty much care about showing you how big their balls are. So Just go up against the non-player characters, collect your race prize. You can collect them up to 20 times, and because you're in a tier 6, you're going to get 900 for winning. If you're in any lower tier cars, when you win the NPCs, you're going to get a lower cash value. So the lower it is, you're not going to get as much as you would with a tier 6 car. And because you can collect this 20 times, 900 times 20, that's 18,000, which is still not a lot of cash. That's like freaking chub change, man. But think of it long term. If you do this for like a few days, if you only have one account, you would collect a little over 20,000 cash every day. And so that means in 5 days you'll be a little over 100,000. Now, how you get that 20,000 per day? If you hit your perfect shifts and your perfect launches, the total after 20 races is going to be a lot higher than that 18,000. So I just want to point that out there. So if you can perfect launch it and shift it consistently, you can get up to 1,600, something around there. But that just depends on your efforts and actually hitting those perfect launches and those perfect shifts. So that should just be your main focus every time you do your 20 races a day. You know, win, perfect launch, perfect shift, and then you'll get that high amount. So yeah, that's all I really wanted to share. After that, you know, you can tune these up to 981 or max them out. You know, they're gonna help you in competition and all that. I would have to say, like, the tier 6 cars that don't have the highest speed rating, I would suggest you moving them to 981 rather than maxing it out, because if you max it out, you're going to go up against other higher tier, other higher speed rating cars, and they're pretty much going to bully you. But yeah. And why is it important to collect these race prizes? Because people struggle with money. And this game gives players the opportunity to collect cash if they put in the effort. It's just that there's so much players that don't want to put in this effort. I think the only people that put in these efforts, like a lot more than those people complaining about it, are the farmers, because they're making multiple accounts. They're doing this every day, and then they're moving all their cash to their main accounts, or their cars and cash to their main accounts, and like just benefiting off of that method. I really don't want to get into it, but that's another option that you can do if you don't want to spend money in the game. The other option is to buy from other players. You know, buy a tier 6 car that's already tuner maxed out, or buy mills. But the risk of scamming is still there, even though Racing Rivals doesn't exist anymore. So I just want to just point that out there. You know, when it comes to like buying things from other people, it's just good to know people and that are just legit in the community already. But it's so hard to get in a hold of those people because they're in like these private groups that are really hard to get in. So it's just either way you do, it's going to be a pain in the neck, but it just comes down to you, what's more comfortable for you and what's worth more of your time and more of your money. And you got to think about things like that. I know this is just a game and all that stuff, but you know, as much as I wish they made these tier 6 cars cheaper, I'm kind of glad they didn't, because I could see people that, you know, trade in their cars for points. It's just going to be a lot easier for them to... I really don't want to get into that part of the conversation, but yeah, it's been 9 minutes, and that's all I really wanted to talk about. So when you see these tier 6 cars on sale, like, I would say take the opportunity to buy one, especially if they're like really good cars for tuning up and all that stuff. But if, you know, it's up to you whether you want to wait until you get to the tier 6 campaign where you get to claim your free tier 6 car, or you want to get it early on so you can just catch up cash wise, so when you get to tier 6 you'll have some money on the side already to build your tier 6 car, because it's going to be expensive. But till then, guys, you can just go in the comments below and just add other things that I didn't talk about for people that are watching this video, and hopefully people participate and they read the comments. But until next time, guys, aloha, see you guys in the lobby, and good luck in your future races.